Hey everybody, what is going on? My name is Gabe and it is nice to meet you. Thanks so much for being with us. And of course, I gotta give a special shout out to Ottawa. What is up, Ottawa? Hey! And of course, Kansas City, Kansas. I hear you. What's going on? And of course, we got our friends in Hero Squad. Hey! And Olathe, what is going on? Welcome to LifeMission Church, man. It is so good to be with you. And like we said before, sometimes maybe you're like up in the mountains, like that's where somebody could be watching this, or maybe you're on the beach. Like, I'd like to go to the beach, or maybe you're in your backyard or something like that. Wherever you're at, it is so good to be with you, and I'm glad that we can be connected. And hey, we have been talking this whole month about being led, specifically the Bible verse Romans 8:14. For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. And we've gone about that in a lot of different ways. We're talking about dinner, from looking inside and going, ah. And if you missed those, make sure that you follow up or go see those videos. But the thing I want to talk to you about today is being led. And how many of you have been with your parents or someone else and you go on a trip and you set a destination? You get your phone out, you put in the directions, and it says, now head toward McDonald's. Go right 500 feet. Like, I don't know about you. Again, I talk about food all the time. But anyway, like you're going to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or something like that. See, again, it's all about food. But anyway, you got your directions. You put it in there and it says, now going this way. And then all of a sudden when you get there, it says, you have reached your destination. Now for me, hold on, stop for a second. Okay, for me, the voice, I don't get a voice like this. I get different voices. Hello, please turn right. Thank you. Or I get, hello, please go right. Thank you. I don't know what kind of voices. There's all kinds of different voices on GPS. What? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll keep going. But what I was saying is that we've got like different ways to get us somewhere. And I was wanting to know, when you're led somewhere, are you excited? Like, whoo, we finally made it. Are you excited that you got there? Or are you excited about, man, that was a fun journey. We had to go here, we had to go there, we had to go there. Or are you like, oh, that's great, but now we need to go here. So where's it at? Let's put it in there. We now need to go to this place. You are now headed to Walmart's. Yeah, you gotta go pick up some stuff or something. Like, what is it for you when you put in a destination for somewhere for you to go, when you're being led there? What is the part of the journey that you look forward to? All right, now there's lots of different ways that you can hear about being led, and if you like getting there or looking on to the next journey. And here's the thing about me. I used to travel a lot. I mean, like a lot. Like it was like every weekend or every other weekend. I got to go from all over the place. I'd go here, I'd go there, whether I'm driving from here to there or fly everywhere. And there was a lot of travel. But here's what I would do with traveling and when I would go somewhere. I would write down everywhere I was gonna go. This is where the hotel I'm staying, this is the flight I'm in, this is where I'm getting my rental car, and this is who I'm meeting, when I'm meeting with them. I'd put it all on one piece of paper. And I'd have that piece of paper so I could pull it up on my phone, I'd have it, and I'd give it to my wife so that she knew. Because that way, maybe if I lost my information or I couldn't get anything, that way I could say, hey, can you help me get somewhere? Or maybe if someone couldn't find me, they knew where I was going. See, there was a destination for where I was going. And I had an expectation of what I was gonna do once I reached it there. So say it with me, destination and expectation. Yeah, that's right, destination and expectation. But see, there was always a destination of where I wanted to be, but there was an expectation of how I was going to do once I got there. And we all have a destination and an expectation on our life. And I'm talking to you right now, maybe you're in first grade. What's going on, first graders? Oh, I'm talking to my fifth graders, it's gonna be sixth graders. And by the way, we're moving up in July, but we'll be talking about that in just a little bit. It's gonna be cool, we got some fun stuff. But I'm telling you, we have a destination and an expectation for all of us in our life. But how are you going to get there? And how do you get there? What helped me was having it all written down there, because there were times I was like, yeah, I've got that flight. Where? Oh wow, I gotta hurry up and go because I wanna make sure I get it on time. Now, who was I meeting with? That's right, I was meeting with so-and-so, and okay. And the fact that I had that all there helped me get to my destination and meet those expectations. And it helped lead me to get there. So have any of you ever been on a trip or gone somewhere and maybe it went really smooth? Or have you been on a trip and maybe you got lost because you didn't really know where you were going? Or maybe you went on a trip or something and someone wasn't there because they might have taken the wrong turn or they didn't know. See, a lot of things can happen when we go on different trips, when we go on different journeys. Maybe it's a trip for learning something for school. or maybe it's something that you're going through with your family. There's all kinds of different things. But we all have a different destination and expectation in our life, and we're all being led there. So I'm curious, how have you been on different trips and destinations in your life, whether it's something for you, for something that you're learning, or even talking about a trip or something fun like that? Okay, so as we talk about being led in different destinations, now remember how I told you how I traveled? And I had to travel all over the place. I got to drive all over the country and see all kinds of different things. But I'll be honest with you, as much as I'd like to say, hey, I got from here to there and look where I went, I wouldn't have got there if it wasn't for the GPS. What was leading me there, because I've never been there. I never went in that direction. And I had that voice, please go ahead, turn right. Or I had the voice go, yeah, you gotta turn right. Or proceed in caution, sir. There's all kinds of different voices out there. But anyway, I had all these different ones telling me which way to go. But that's the way I could get to my destination. In the same way, remember our memory verse, Romans 8:14. For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God. And how I want you to know right now, as old as I am a child of God. And I proudly wear that. And I want to be led by the Spirit of God. But how can I know I can be led by the Spirit of God? It's just like when I'm going on a trip and just like you're going on a trip. Number one, you need to listen. You need to listen to that guidance from God that the Holy Spirit will give to you. You can hear from God in worship, in prayer, through the Word. And maybe just like GPS tells me to go ahead and then turn right, we can listen to His voice. Also, is we need to look around us. Now, I've been on some trips and I traveled around, and I could tell you I all of a sudden had to slam on the brakes because I was in traffic, but actually I should have looked back. And there was a sign that said, hey, you better take this exit, because if you don't, you're gonna be in traffic. That'd be a really long sign, but you know what I mean. It said that, and so I had to sit there in traffic, when if I would have just stopped and looked around me and saw the sign that said, take this exit here, I wouldn't have had to sit there and wait. And because of that, I had to wait to get to my destination. It took longer. It had other people waiting and affected so many other people than me. If I would have just stopped and listened to the GPS and most importantly, saw the signs that were there, that could have changed my whole trip and destination. That same thing applies to you and me, whether you're in first grade or whether you're in fifth grade, that we have a destination that God has called for us. And if you're sitting there right now and you're like, you know what? I want to listen more to the Holy Spirit. I want the Holy Spirit to guide me. Well, guess what? The Holy Spirit can guide you. It simply just takes you asking and saying, Lord, please help me. Holy Spirit, direct me in my steps. May I hear from you for where I go. May I see the signs that you put in front of me. May I connect with you in your word. May I connect with you in worship, and lead me and guide me in the way I can go. And I'll tell you, as you're able to do that and you open yourself more to that, you could get to a lot of different destinations without going through many detours and stops along the way.